Hello and welcome back to my channel. Like I've mentioned before, I'm going to be starting to incorporate vlogs and just lifestyle content in general into my channel a little bit more regularly, in addition to my faith-based content and Bible study content, and so I'm super excited about that. I had put out on Instagram just asking you guys what type of lifestyle content you wanted to see from me, and I got a lot of requests for a pregnant day in the life video, and so that is what we're doing today. Today's a little bit of an abnormal day just because Tyler and I had an early morning chiropractic appointment, and so we basically woke up, went to Pete's to grab breakfast really quick. I get the egg and chicken chorizo flatbread and it is so good. And then update, I've actually been able to do matcha now. It's been tasting good and sounding good and sitting well with me, and so I got their matcha. I always order it with the oat milk and then lightly sweetened because I don't like the full amount of sweetener, and so we grabbed that and then headed on over to the chiropractic appointment. And this was actually only my second time ever getting adjusted. Chiropractic care is something I've always wanted to try but just never got around to, and then with being pregnant and being nauseous all the time, I had heard that it could really help with that, and so I wanted to try it out. And another little update on that, I actually did start feeling better. I would say probably around the 18-week mark. I had shared in my first trimester recap video that my mom was actually sick the entire pregnancy with both me and my brother, so she threw up literally every day for 9 months, and so I was nervous that that was going to be the case for me. And thankfully I am starting to feel better, still dealing with a little bit of like the reflux and heartburn, but I think that's pretty normal, and feeling a lot better than I was before, so very thankful for that. But anyways, I was wanting to try chiropractic care to help with the nausea initially, and then also it can just be really good for helping to prepare your body for birth. I like meant to do makeup as I was, you know, talking and doing this intro, so I'm gonna try to do that. I'm so bad at doing two things at once, but it can be really good with preparing your body for that. And so I want to start going regularly because it's beneficial when it is regular. And so we had that this morning. Our friend Reinhardt actually just opened a chiropractic, like his own practice. So he is the chiropractor. It's Henstock Chiropractic Care, I believe. And then Lindsay, his wife, manages like the office and everything. And so if you happen to be in the East Bay, San Francisco East Bay area, and you're looking for a chiropractor, highly recommend them. They're awesome. Their office is so cute. I'll have all their info linked below. And so I literally got no makeup done in this intro, but that's okay. So we did that this morning. I just got back from that, and now I'm finishing getting ready really quickly, and also gonna try to do like a quick tidy up of the room and get some laundry started and do my quiet time before jumping in to work for the day. But I just wanted to say hi, start this video off. I'm excited to spend the day with you guys and just take you along for a day in the life, a normal, typical day in the life. And so we'll do that. I've got work today, got a couple work calls, and then also we'll share some pregnancy updates at some point in the video and just share kind of what I've been eating and what's been sounding good. So let's get to it. This is just the Naked palette. I use it for like all the eyeshadow things. As you can see, it's pretty much gone. And then I use like the dark one for a little bit of under eye stuff, and then liquid on the top. If you wanted to know what I'm doing, that's just what I'm finishing up over here. This is just the Kat Von D liquid liner. I just do a little thin bit of that on top and then kind of smudge the bottom eyeshadow to have like a not really defined line, if that makes sense. Like I mentioned in one of the last vlogs I filmed, I'm slowly switching over to like cleaner makeup and skincare and all of that, but for right now I just have like the clean foundation, I guess, the Crunchy brand, and then the rest I'm kind of just using and slowly making the change, but that's what I'm using. And then I've got the Anastasia, however you say this, I'm so not a makeup person or like influencer person, but anyways, this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and then I just use this to lightly fill in my eyebrows. I already did that, and then I set them with gel, and then I just brush them out. This is the mascara I use. It's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I used to use the Better Than Sex one, but it's like $40. This is $9, and it works just as good, if not better. And so if you're looking for a mascara, highly recommend. And then I rarely ever wear like lipstick or lip gloss or anything like that. I just do chapstick. This one is the Primally Pure one, the grapefruit flavor. I've talked about them before and worked with them before. I actually have a discount code below if you want to check their stuff out, but it's fully clean and I just love their chapstick. So there you have it. Thought I'd do a little fit check. This is just a lounge set that I got a couple years back. My friend Kelly actually got it for me as a gift from Target. I'll try to find a link if I can and link it down below. But I'm just wearing it kind of lower beneath my bump. And speaking of, here is the little bump date. I am 21 weeks as of tomorrow, so already 21 weeks when you are watching this. Very exciting. And then I wanted to also share what I've been using on my bump. I've mentioned this before, but it's also Primally Pure. It's their body butter. This stuff is amazing and all clean ingredients, so I feel safe putting it on my belly and for baby and all of that. But my discount code for them is Kaci Nicole. Not sponsored, I just love them. And I have that linked below. You can get 10% off. So I feel like I'm so weird with how I do laundry. I basically just create piles lined up to the washer dryer, so I kind of have an assembly line of knowing what's next. So I got delicates, whites, and darks. I'm sure I'll do it differently if we have a laundry room one day, but for now, that's how we do it. First of all, we just need to acknowledge this guy. I never get pimples on my neck, but apparently in pregnancy, we're dealing with this and he's just front and center. So we're just gonna acknowledge him because we can all see him and he's there. Anyways, I've mentioned before that some, not all, but some of my work can be just like data entry or stuff that can be a little bit more mindless so that I can listen to, you know, like a sermon or a podcast while I'm working. And so I've got a little bit of that this morning that I'm working on. And so I want to share with you guys a podcast I've been listening to while I've been working. I was also listening to it earlier when I was sorting laundry. It's the Rise and Fall of Mars Hill podcast. I know I'm like behind the curve on when everybody was listening to it, but to be honest with you, I do try to be careful about not listening to too much of this type of content, just talking about things that have gone wrong in mega churches or churches in general, or where they've failed, and kind of exposing that, just because I think there can be the tendency, at least in my own heart, and just I think honestly in our human flesh, to sensationalize that and to kind of be like, man, can you believe like they did this, or this person fell in this way, and to kind of almost be judgy about it in a way, or like, yeah, I don't know. But I do think there can also be a benefit in listening to it if it's from the heart and the mindset of like wanting to learn from it and to learn where things went wrong, to kind of know what things to guard against, especially being in ministry, and kind of what not to do. Anyway, so I just started listening to that and it's super interesting. So I just wanted to share that just in case you are looking for a podcast to listen to, or yeah, but it's the Rise and Fall of Mars Hill podcast. All right, it's about 11 o'clock. I'm gonna take a quick work break to make a snack. In pregnancy, I've definitely been eating smaller meals more often. And one of my favorite go-tos for like a snacky, kind of like half lunch type situation is a Greek yogurt bowl. And it seriously always just tastes so good. And it is one of the few things that never kind of doesn't sit well with me. Like I always feel okay after eating it. And so I'll show you how I make it. Okay, so basically for the bowl, I have a Greek yogurt base, and then I do chia seeds, these slivered almonds from Trader Joe's. I pile them on because I love them. I love the crunch. And then I do honey and cinnamon, and then whatever fruit I have on hand. I've done nectarines, which is what I'm gonna do today. I've also done plums, apricot, again, just whatever I have. So let's go ahead and make it. gonna hop on a quick lunchtime call with Jen. She's one of my managers for like YouTube stuff, which, side note, if you want to hear like an update with work stuff in terms of like content, let me know. I was thinking about including that in an upcoming vlog and think that could be fun, so let me know if that's of interest to you. But I'm just gonna hop on a quick call with her and then hop back into work. I just got off my call with Jen, didn't get a clip of it, but it was so encouraging. She is seriously so encouraging. One of my favorite things about the managers I work with is that, yes, they're there to help kind of figure out the business side of things and support me in that and help strategize so that I can do what I do best. But more importantly, they believe in like the mission of what I'm doing and in creating content ultimately for the Lord. And so just talking through different things and even just different things going on in mine and Tyler's life right now, she was just really encouraging getting to share and all that with her. And so just wanted to share that, but I'm gonna hop back into other work now. So let's go. So I thought I'd explain a little bit of what I'm working on right now for my full-time job. So basically everybody on our team has kind of different roles. Like, it's not like we all do the same thing. We all do something pretty unique, but we're all under the same supervisor. And so our supervisor's been having us work on playbooks, basically detailing all of our job responsibilities and creating job aids for them and kind of detailing like how much time they all take and all of that stuff, so that whenever any of us are on like an extended vacation or whatever, that there's like a manual essentially for how to do each of our jobs that we can cover or any of that kind of stuff. And so I have been working on that because mine is especially important in preparing for maternity leave later this year. I'm super thankful that our company has just like great maternity leave benefits and all of that, but I definitely need to do a lot of prep work in advance for that to, again, just like detail all my job responsibilities so that I can, one, submit that project to my supervisor, but then also so that I have time to begin training whoever's going to be covering me while I'm out, because I think I get maybe like up to a month off before the baby is born, and then I think like 3-ish months maybe after. I still have to go through the process of looking into like all of that to get the details, but it'll be a significant amount of time, obviously. I'm just working on prepping all of that stuff now, and my goal is to kind of have it done by like the end of August so that I can start training people in like September and October. Baby's due at the end of November, but obviously baby could come sooner and all of that. And August, we're potentially going to be doing a good amount of traveling, and so I'm really trying to take the pockets of time where I have right now to start working on it, because it's like a bigger project, and bigger projects always just intimidate me, especially new ones that I haven't done before, which this is all familiar because I'm just detailing my job stuff, but like creating all the job aids and all of the different stuff that goes into it, I feel like I always just get intimidated with big projects like that. But thought I'd give you a little insight into what I'm working on, so that's what we're doing. Why do I always do thumbs up? I feel like I don't know how to end clips, but that's what's happening. Time for lunch number 2. So I got a little snack plate here with some roasted turkey. Don't worry, it is fully cooked. Also some crackers. These are the Simple Mills ones, and a string cheese. Then I also just made this smoothie, which is so pretty. My green ones always turn purple, so we'll see if this one does, but this has frozen banana, frozen strawberry, frozen spinach. What else? Collagen, protein powder, peanut butter, which is probably why it's so yummy, and then a little bit of oat milk and water. I just finished up my last work call for the day, so I'm all done with that. I got the laundry going. The little pile in the hallway is cleared out, so we've just got stuff in the washer and dryer now. So the work day is done, for that job at least, and I am pooped. I feel like whenever I have a productive day in pregnancy, I can like kind of go through it for a little bit, and then there's going to be a point when it just hits me, and it is hitting me right now. I also feel so incredibly full, which I don't really understand because I definitely didn't eat more today than I normally eat, and I feel like the smoothie and like snack plate thing, they were both pretty light, so I don't really know what's going on there, but I feel like I'm about to pop. If you've been pregnant before, comment below if you've felt that feeling like halfway through your pregnancy where you're like, how am I supposed to keep growing for literally almost another 20 weeks? Like, it feels like there's just no room. And I know I'll probably laugh at myself for thinking that when I'm like actually 38, 39, 40 weeks pregnant and I'm actually about to pop, but it feels like it right now. So that's how I'm doing. We have a dinner tonight with a friend. So Tyler's gonna pick me up about 6:15. It's like a little after 5 right now. He actually came by earlier this afternoon because he had a call he took here, but he's back at work right now. So he's gonna pick me up in a little bit, but I've got about an hour and I'm gonna work on some brand emails until we have to go. But before we do that, I figured I would use this opportunity to give the little pregnancy update that I wanted to give. And I feel like I'm like hyping this up too much, not really, but this is legitimately something that I never in a million years thought that I would ever do, and that is this. Tyler and I officially decided that we are not going to find out the gender of our baby. So we have actually our anatomy scan tomorrow morning as I'm filming this, and we're just gonna go and have them, like, you know, cover up the parts or whatever and not find out, and yeah, then just wait to find out the gender until the baby is born. Again, I shared in my first trimester, I think it was my first trimester recap video, that we were kind of like going back and forth, but we thought we would probably do it, and we were actually planning, if we were going to do it, to do it this coming weekend, because again, we have the anatomy scan tomorrow, so that's where we would find out if we were going to. And then his parents are going to be in town and my parents were going to come into town, so we were going to do a little gender reveal, but we just kept going back and forth. And I, again, never thought that I would wait to find out because I'm such a planner, and I just always like assumed that I would find out and be able to plan and all that stuff. But the reason why we were so torn is because one of my cousins, she had her first baby back in April, and we actually went out to visit in May because her sister got married, and we were staying with her and got to hold her sweet, sweet newborn. And we were just talking about her experience of waiting, and she is also a huge planner, so she said it was really hard to wait, but she said that moment of them like pulling up her baby and doing like the Simba hold and being like, it's a girl, was like the most incredible moment of her life. And I think just the way she talked about it was like, man, that sounds kind of fun. And she was like, it was kind of like this really exciting thing for our family too, because when I went into labor, they were all like waiting, not just to like hear that the baby was here, but to figure out like, is it a boy, is it a girl, you know? And so she said it was just really special, and she felt like it was easier to do for the first baby because like they want both, and so they're gonna be happy either way. And obviously all the time you're gonna be happy either way, but she just felt like that was the time to do it. And then one of Tyler's good friends has 4 kids, and I think they waited for all of them, so they didn't find out the gender with any of them. And he was just telling Tyler how special it was and how it's like Christmas morning, like not knowing what your present is going to be, and then obviously you're so stoked either way, but the surprise is just so special. And I do truly believe that it is a surprise, like no matter when you find out, and obviously so incredibly special whenever you find out. But I think just hearing from their experiences kind of made us want to have the experience of it being a surprise, and figured why not do that with our first baby. And especially because we were so torn and going back and forth on it, we were like, you know what, let's just kind of go for it. I love neutrals anyways, and is in terms of like nursery pieces, like cribs and like the bigger, like I don't know, bigger pieces like a recliner or whatever, I'm like, I would have wanted to get those things neutral anyways, just because like having more kids, if we have a different gender the next time, like I want it to be things that are going to be able to last for all of our kids. And then it's easy enough to go in and add like a couple accent pieces once the baby's here to kind of like fit whether they're a boy or a girl, you know? And honestly, if you've seen my apartment, I like neutrals anyway, so it feels like let's just go for it. And yeah, we are doing it. We're not going to find out the gender of the baby until the baby is born. And the other part of it is I've kind of referenced this in, I think it was my video on like going through a spiritual slump, but there's just like potentially a lot of things up in the air in our lives in these next couple months, and I'll be sharing more of that in like the coming months and everything, just giving more life updates and all of that kind of stuff. But I did just kind of feel like, man, God really has us in this place of like dependency and surrender, which again, we're always meant to be in that place as believers, but he really has us there of just like depending on him for what's next and trusting him in all of that. And so it just felt like, what's one more thing to be like uncertain about, or like to not know or plan or control, and let's just kind of like enjoy the ride and be surprised. And so we will find out if our baby is a boy or a girl at birth when they hold the little baby up and shout it's a boy or it's a girl. So comment below if you have ever had that experience of waiting to find out the gender, and just let me know what you thought of it, because that's what we're doing. I reluctantly changed out of my sweatsuit for dinner. I wanted to get ready now so that I could just work and do emails up until when Tyler gets here. This is a dress from Petal and Pup that I actually got for our honeymoon. I'll put a little picture here of what it looked like then without the bump. But I actually haven't bought maternity clothes yet, just because it's summer right now, and so I've just been wearing like the flowy dresses I already own and jumpsuits and stuff like that. But I definitely will start getting stuff as we get into like fall and my bump gets bigger. And I mean, I'm even kind of right now getting to the point where some of the flowy stuff, this is fine, but some of my other stuff is like getting tighter. And so leave your recommendations down in the comments for good maternity clothing stores. But this is what I got today. I'll try to find this on their website and link it down below. It is the next day. I fully meant to close out the vlog last night, but we got home from dinner at maybe like 8:30 or so. I sat down on the couch and I just passed out. Tyler said he was like trying to nudge me or tap me at first to see if I would wake up, but I was just like out, and he didn't want to disturb me, so he actually ended up coming out here and sleeping on the couch with me. So we fell asleep on the couch until probably like midnight when I woke up. And all day today too, I've just been super tired. So I'm finally now closing out the vlog. We had our anatomy scan this morning, which was so sweet. It's just so crazy. Like we literally got to see all of like the organs and like all the parts of the baby, like counting the fingers and toes and all of that kind of stuff. Did not find out the gender. It was really funny though, because we had told them like we don't want to find out, so they were making sure to not like reveal anything. And the doctor was, I ended up asking the doctor, I was like, do you know? And he was like, yep. So it's just weird to think that there's a human in this world that knows if we're having a boy or a girl, a son or a daughter, and we don't know. It's very exciting. So that was this morning, and I just wanted to close out this vlog by sharing a passage I've kind of been reading through, trying to read through in my quiet time every morning, and it is Marks of the True Christian. It's Romans, I'm just looking down at it, Romans 12:9 through 21. And Tyler's actually been like working on memorizing this passage for the past couple months, which has made me want to read through it. And I'm just so challenged and encouraged every time I read through it, because it's talking about what our love for one another should look like as believers. It's radical and it's like challenging, and it goes against so much of our nature. And so I just want to read this to you. And I know whenever I read through it, I think through like, wow, here's areas where that again is just so against my nature and it challenges me. So I encourage you to just think through that for you as I'm reading it. But here we go. It says, let love be genuine, abhor what is evil, hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. I just like that idea of like making it a competition almost of honoring one another. Do not be slothful in zeal, be fervent in spirit, serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer. I love that one. Contribute to the needs of the saints and seek to show hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse them. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be haughty, but associate with the lowly. How often do we try to associate with people of status or people who we think are going to make us look better? Never be wise in your own sight. Repay no one evil for evil, but give thought to do what is honorable in the sight of all. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. To the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. For by doing so, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And so, again, just wanted to share that because it's been encouraging and challenging me. But I'm going to end this vlog off here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And then also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.